was burning. The clouds red with twisted fire. Lightning moving across them. And they descended upon everything. Like a furious battle between God and Satan, good and evil. Like a fire vortex.
Alrighty, welcome everybody to another SGL game. I'm joined by Toad Death here. Toad, how we doing?
I'm actually pretty good. I'm excited. It's an all Seattle match tonight. So, of course, I had to be in the booth. And I'm glad you're here too.
Yeah, man, absolutely. We're in week 6, and tonight we will be, like you said, a full Seattle matchup. We got EC Blue versus EC Defiance, a very important game for both teams. Two teams that have struggled so far this season. This is a massive game in terms of getting themselves in the right direction towards the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a season of struggles so far for honestly quite a few Seattle teams, maybe all three, depending. So I'm not sure exactly how the standings shake out, but I wonder if guaranteed maybe somebody will be out of the bottom two. I'm not really sure yet.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how the math be mathing on that. We might take a peek here, as we do actually indeed look at the standings, Toad Death. If we do a little bit of quick maths, I do believe so. I guess it's going to depend on if EC Defiance overcomes that games won percentage. But again, an overall very important game for both teams. If you're EC Blue, this is a massive game to kind of get you back into that bubble picture for the playoffs. So yeah, important game in terms of the standings. And yeah, it should be a fun one.
Well, I mean, this is a big game for really Defiance as well. If things don't go their way and they're still sitting here with 2, maybe 3 points this far into the season, the chances of making it to the playoffs just get worse and worse, and probably morale starts to tank a little bit. So I don't want to say it's a must-win game, but maybe it's a must-not lose.
Yeah, and obviously, as we look at the standings here, guys, obviously every game won in SGL is 1 point. So yeah, even if you do lose, if Defiance could, sneak out a game 5 loss, for example, that would be big. And then yeah, vice versa. Obviously, every game matters. And well, I guess we could, Maz, do you want to go ahead and we can go ahead and look at the player stats now that we've kind of given the standing implications of tonight's match. What sticks out to here, Toe Death, looking at these player stats through, I believe this is through week 5. What stands out to you?
I'm honestly looking around for anybody in our lobby here tonight. I'm not seeing it. So this is going to be a battle that I think it might be defined by defense. It's going to be 2 lower level teams headed up against each other. I think by this level, most people know how to score. I think defending comes later. So maybe it's not going to show up on this as much, but probably I'm going to be paying extra attention to how we're defending, how the shape is looking, who's rotating well, is the communication solid. And I'm thinking goals are going to come. But if I'm looking at this, one name that's jumping out to me is all over points per game and goals per game, total points, total goals. And that one name is Mecky Ducky, otherwise going under the alias Monkey Ducky. He's going ham so far this season. It's crazy.
Yeah, coming into the week 6, I think Meki Ducky for most people is the SGL MVP so far. If there was a midseason award for MVP, he would absolutely get it. He's been tremendous. The locals have been a tremendous team. I think one of the not a surprise team in terms of how they're doing, but to be as dominant as they have been, they've been a tremendous team this season. And then focusing on this match, we were trying to look for people who are going to be playing tonight, and if you actually go on over to the saves column, we are going to be finding ourselves some members from tonight's game. We have Bird Nana, we have Christmas, Huskies as well. It turns out when you're one of the bottom teams of the league, you might find yourselves on defense a lot. So we do find them in the saves column there. So hopefully today they don't have to make as many saves as they normally do against the topper half of SGL, and we can really see what they have offensively in store.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I guess they would be over there in the saves category. I mean that kind of makes sense. If you're a good goalkeeper, you almost want to go to maybe a mid-level team just to see some action. Otherwise, you turn into Neuer, who's insane, but only gets like 2 saves a game every other week. So yeah, there they are in the saves column. That makes a lot of sense.
I also want to highlight, I think Bird Nan is a very underrated player. Again, his team hasn't been doing that well this season, but having played them, having casted and watched their games, I think Bird Nan is a very underrated player on a team that probably gets a little bit overlooked considering the results. So Bird Nan is going to be my highlight player, Toe Death, tonight. He is tremendous. He's kind of, for me, the best player on their team, or at least up until this point. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays tonight.
Yeah, okay. I almost want to throw out my own. I've got my eye on Christmas. He has maybe taken longer to mesh than I've expected, since I know he practices all the time. He's such a free play merchant almost. He's in there practicing flicks and tricks that I do not know how to pull off. So I was expecting to see more out of him, and I think maybe hopefully he pops off tonight and starts the season, second half of the season at least, off on the right foot.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Awesome. Well, these are your top 5 standings going into top 5 stats going into week 5. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the game. Both teams are in the lobby. I am being informed. So let's get the show on the road, man. EC Blue versus Emerald City Defiance. Let's roll.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Toe Death, a quick prediction if I had to get you one.
Oh,
gun
my
to the head.
gosh.
What are we saying here?
I mean, I'm gonna say that's tough. I'm actually gonna say EC Blue 3-1.
Okay, you stole me. EC Blue 3-1. Here we go. Emerald City Blue versus Emerald City Defiance, and we have a lobby reset. Absolutely, there we go. That it wouldn't be SGL without some sort of technical difficulty and or lobby
It's
reset,
probably
so.
they forgot me. They never got me in the lobby, and they just felt so bad, I think is what's going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think having the casters in the lobby might be a good idea. I'll have to run that by the RLCS guys and see if that's kind of what they do.
We'll run it up the chain.
Yeah, we'll see what corporate says here. And then an email 2 weeks later. I do want to highlight people in chat. Cascadia RL, I think Smashly, Spanky, obviously Maz, Arglass, Framsa. What's up, man? Welcome, Rip Shark, as well. Welcome, everybody in chat. We're going to get underway here shortly. I really do appreciate y'all being here. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Smashly is dragging probably a whole gaggle of people over there from a live chess match they were playing in. So maybe they just wrapped up and are heading over. We'll see.
Man, I love watching chess. I have absolutely no idea what's going on, but I'll sit on YouTube Toe Death and I'll literally just watch people high level players play. Oh man, I need to learn chess. Do you know chess? Do you play chess at all?
Well, on accident, he registered me for a tournament that I had no intention of playing in, and then I made it to maybe the semifinals or something, just on sheer luck, and then I got absolutely slapped. Funk, who I think is going to be playing tonight, just blew my doors off and embarrassed me with everybody watching. So.
All right, I have just been informed that we are delaying a little bit to finish that before-mentioned chess tournament, just so we have as many eyeballs in here as possible, because obviously that community is heavily involved in this game for sure. 2 Seattle teams going at it. I think it'll be better for us to delay kickoff just so we have everybody in here in anticipation for this. A big game for both of these teams, like we mentioned earlier, and both teams need points. This is going to be an 8-pointer, as you will. So
Yeah, Spanky's calling out how entitled Seattle is, and I think that's true. I think even Seattle invented being entitled, so it's no surprise to see it here on display once again tonight.
Oh, and I guess we're just playing Toe Death. We're playing, and here we go. We are in the match. EC Defiance versus EC Blue, yeah.
We are off unexpectedly. I'm coming in.
We are waiting on our co-commentator. Are you in?
I'm coming in. I hope I don't lag
in.
out the. Yeah, they're okay. Here we go.
Alrighty. Here we go. So far, Toe Death, you've missed really nothing. Both teams trying to figure each other out here. EC Defiance starting off probably the better of the 2 teams, but a pretty slow start so far.
Yeah, I wonder if they were thinking about doing an inter-team scrim here, just during the week to gear up for this one.
Ooh.
I don't think it actually happened, but that would have been a bit funny.
Yeah, lovely start so far here. EC Defiance is finding themselves on the front foot here. We see a Christmas clear. Christmas is cooking. Look at this guy go.
Parks, I know. Oh, I almost wanted to shout him out. Parks has been so good this season so far. Puts in a pass to Green Mario ?
You mentioned Parks, and right on cue, he just absolutely cooked up a great pass to the mid, and just kind of unfortunate to not see one of his teammates score it, but we do have Huskies with a goal. That is something that just happened. Huskies, great goal from him. It kind of happens like this in Rocket League, where one team kind of misses an open chance on one end, and it just kind of goes the other direction, Toe Death, and it's 1-0 to EC Blue.
Yeah, not to try to work in my own prediction here too much, but I called out maybe a little bit lax on the defense, and it looked like Christmas threw up a hopeful shot that didn't quite go the distance, and Huskies just was there to pounce on what probably should safely be cleared.
Yeah, it should have been cleared, but hey, at the end of the day, if nobody's getting cleared, then someone's got to be there to finish it off, and that's exactly what happened there. And we're seeing some whiffs, Toe Death. We're seeing some whiff. It could be some nerves here, but let's see if they can clean this up a little bit.
Funk's going out backwards. Green Mario's going to carry it away. I liked the idea to go for the dribble instead of toss it away. It didn't come off, but they keep possession. And Parks is on the ball. I love to see him do his stuff.
Yeah, Parks is cooking so far. Some great solo plays. And oh my goodness, right on cue. Parks with a double tap out of nowhere. He came out of our screen on the view cam. Wow, that's tremendous. So that's a clip, guys. Clip it, chat. Parks right on cue with all the commentary love, tying the ball game up.
Yeah, we'll call nose with the fake there. He's going up with 0 boost, maybe drawing in the defense. I don't know. But he's drawn in Parks for the goal, so whatever's going on, it's working.
Yeah, that's one of the better goals we've seen in SGL over the past few weeks, man. That's going to be a clip in the clip channel, absolutely. So good on Parks. And back and forth affair so far. Both teams showing quality in the offensive third. Let's see who can kind of control the ball here and establish some sort of control.
A bit of a mistouch. It's not too dangerous until the demo comes in. Huskies, a floater. Comfortably cleared from Parks on what it looks like 3.5 boost.
Yeah, 3.5 boost, and that's all he needed. And that's just in. Nose from midfield just snipes the ball into the goal. It seemed like a pretty easy ball. I don't know what happened here, Toe Death. Just a hard thigh. It was just a lot of power from Nose.
It looks like Funk tossed it up and his team wasn't really positioned for that sort of a play. And I think Christmas was back last holding the bag. Out of position for that play, maybe in position for a different play that never materialized.
Yeah, there was 2 guys in net for EC Defiance there, and one of them was Nose, and yeah, just had a great shot with a lot of power. Just kind of caught everybody off guard. So good on him. And EC Defiance back on offense here. Man, there's some really good pace to this game so far. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, I just noticed a pretty tough clear coming from Funk off his own net, kind of going backwards. It's not that easy of a play, as we're going to see Funk nicely touch one away again. Looks like he's getting it done on defense so far tonight.
Yeah, Parks has been tremendous. The rest of his team has been tremendous so far. One player absent, at least unless I am absolutely blind. Is Birdnana on the field? Or am I just not seeing him?
I think we're birdless. Maybe he's on the bench.
Which is an interesting call. I do wonder if we will see him rather later on in the series. But so far, I think both teams have to like the way that they're playing. 30 seconds left, toe death. EC Blue does need a goal right now. They get a demo. Not really the center ball they needed, but they do need a goal now.
Yeah, I just went over and stalked their channel. Looks like Birdnana's sitting in there. Looks probably he's on the bench right now, waiting for his number to be called.
And as we see that, Huskies a shot on net. 10 seconds left. Can EC Defiance hold here? They're putting up the wall in net. 8 seconds left. They need a goal now, or it's going to be game 1 victory to EC Defiance. And oh well, the ball's still up.
It's up. I mean, this is a chance if Parks can get some good momentum. Not going to happen though. EC Defiance is going to walk away with the first game in hand, and a bit of a shocker, at least for me.
Yeah, this is a bit of an upset in terms of not only the result, but I really think that EC Defiance was like cooking that game. Like that's the best that they've looked all season, I think. They've had some sneaky good series in which they ended up losing in pretty convincing fashion, but this was definitely, in my opinion, the best that I've seen EC Defiance play. And yeah, again, I do want to highlight Parks. Again, he scored a tremendous goal, but not only that, I think he was a catalyst for his team in the offensive third. Nose was tremendous on defense. Tremendous game 1 performance from EC Defiance.
Yeah, I'm just getting word that Christmas's controller is acting up a little bit. Amazon shipping has failed him. Supposed to come in today, so he's working with what he's got. He's somehow topped his team on the charts, so maybe we need more from Huskies and Funk to make up for the controller deficit. I know Rip Shark's already dissing Christmas, saying he's found himself on the naughty list, but if Christmas could bring him controller, maybe he wouldn't be on the naughty list so far.
Well, Spanky and Chad as well. I mean, he's calling EC. Oh, he trolled me. I'm dumb. They're both EC teams. Nice one. The dumb commentator strikes again. I thought he was like, I read it as like he said that EC Defiance is going to win, but wow, okay. Listen, it's 11:40 on the East Coast, so I do apologize.
Yeah, I mean you got a little bit to worry about right now. Maybe your head's not totally in the game.
Yeah, I'm 6 stories high in ATL, away from a hurricane. But anyways, here we go, game 2, toe death. I think it's a really important game for EC Blue in terms of the momentum. And oh my God, Christmas almost absolutely cooked on his absolutely terrible controller.
That was great. Green Mario, maybe faking it off his own line, if I want to be generous there.
Yeah, they got away with one there. Again, a great aerial play by Christmas. Just kind of unlucky on the final execution. But those are the plays that you're going to be wanting to see out of Christmas. If you are EC Blue, he is probably the catalyst on that team at the moment. A good start for them. And as we see, a good center ball from EC Defiance. Both teams trading shots here, Toda.
Yeah, just missed Parks on that ball. You know he's going to want that one back. Maybe, yeah, I mean, so many people, when this game first came out, were wondering if you could upgrade your vehicle, maybe your speed or boost, or maybe you can collect 120 boost. That's not how this game was designed. You're always going the same top speed. It's always been the same top speed. And it's always going to be the same top speed until Psyonix and Epic Games want to make more money.
And as we see that, Parks had an open net, and then wait, somebody missed. Someone also had an open net. That should have been 1-0 to EC Defiance. Both teams kind of missing what should be gimme goals, and it's still 0-0.
It really should be 1-0 as a double saves coming off. Parks makes one look silly. Huskies almost helping Parks chip it forward. Nose maybe gets in the way, maybe helps him out. I'm not really sure there.
Yeah, both teams are finding good opportunities to score goals. Just kind of that final shot, really. If either of the teams could clean it up, and as I say that, Nose snipes a ball and absolutely cleans it up. And EC Defiance, they're carrying that momentum from Game 1 Toad Death, and they're up 1-0.
That is such a good shot from Nose. I was calling out his defensive prowess, you could say earlier, but he's getting it done on offense now too. So I'm gonna shout him out. That's a crazy shot from Nose.
Yeah, Nose is playing really well, as we do see a back pass from Mr. Funk there. Yeah, Nose has been tremendous. I think he has the last 2 goals for EC Defiance. He's really cooking on the offensive half, and yeah, if you're an EC Defiance fan, that's exactly what you want to see out of Nose.
Christmas is gonna go for some theatrics. We'll say the controller threw him off his game there.
You wouldn't happen to know the exact problem with the controllers. Is it a stick drift? You wouldn't happen to know.
I think it's one of the shoulder buttons, actually. It's gone wonky.
Oh, God. Yeah, anybody who's played Rocket League, trust us, or you know that, oh my goodness, we're doing crisscross applesauce. I'm not hitting the ball. Man, EC Blue, they're there. Like, if they hit the ball like on net, they're going to score goals.
Yeah, if they had 4 players, I think they'd be in the lead right now.
I hear that. Huskies is a really good clear here. He's got space here. He should have a shot on target
Just
here.
A bit high. Christmas throwing himself at that one. I like the bravery, though.
Yeah, they're doing everything correct. And on this occasion, they actually do the final part as well. Christmas finally on the board. I think he's deserved a goal, Toad. I think that this is absolutely a goal that he deserves. A way harder goal than maybe it looked. But yeah, 1-1. And if you're EC Blue, let's see if this could be a turning point for them in the series.
Yeah, I think, okay. I think it is a bit of a turning point. I'm noticing almost a mentality shift from Christmas. He's got that Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself attitude coming out. Well, I think it's probably a positive. If they can hold it down on defense and he doesn't overcommit, more goals is great, but more goals might include the other team as well.
Wow, this was a tremendous clear from Parks. Honestly, that's a tough ball to read for any rank. That's a really hard clearance, and Parks assisting himself to regain the lead for EC Defiance. That was a short-lived lead for EC Blue.
Yeah, that's probably not what you want to see out of really either team. It's not that well worked of a goal. Probably just attributed to defensive woes. Maybe they're going to clean it up. I think, was that Funk? I don't want to call out the wrong person. I think that was Funk off the backboard. Making a miss, that's maybe going to be costly.
Man, that was another great chance there, Toad, for EC Blue to get on the board. A great center ball, just the final shot was just kind of not there. And as you see, the demos come out, a lot of physical play out of EC Defiance, as well as bumping.
Physical.
Yeah, the physical play doesn't just extend to the opposing team. It is extending to everybody, which I respect. Bump your teammates; it's more fun.
Yeah, this front bumper is rated E for everybody.
It is. But I'm honestly very impressed with the way that EC Defiance is playing, Toad. So I do see a very hard ball to read. Oh, and this has to be a goal, surely.
Okay. There it is. A few whiffs, a few misses. That's hard for the orange team, though. It's coming off your own back wall. It's not easy. Christmas is going early just to make him nervous, and then Huskies has the actual read, and you would expect him to put it away, and he does.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. This is anybody's game here. As we see Huskies a little bit over the crossbar. Doesn't have the boost to get back to it. But yeah, shots are flying both directions. Let's see what team can capitalize and win the game.
Parks is playing a bit passive right now. He opted to get full boost, and maybe that's the call because he hits a bit of a banger. It doesn't go the distance, but Green Mario's there. Huskies over to Funk. I'm feeling play-by-play because I think there's going to be a goal coming.
Yeah, and this is a perfect ball. If Parks can get there, he can't score.
I feel he's got to want that one back. It's definitely shootable.
I'd love to see that again from Parks' angle. It felt like watching that he had a better angle, but those are always tough. So,
you gotta shake it off though. He plays it off his own wall over to Christmas, who has the boost. The bumper's not an issue, and he makes the double. What a play!
So Parks wins game 1 with the crazy double tap. Christmas wins game 2 with honestly, I'll be honest, a little bit cleaner of a double tap there. That was an awesome goal from Christmas. The series is tied 1-1, and on balance of play there, I think game 2 was a lot better showing from EC Blue.
Yeah, I even want to say it was better from EC Defiance as well. I think it was more solid play. We're seeing some higher quality goals, at least barring that one magical goal from game 1. But as we're seeing in the replay, well, you're not seeing, so sorry about that. I'm seeing an absolute banger off the wall from Nose, so maybe more of those to come.
Yeah, I agree with Rip Shark 9 in chat. Christmas, my controller won't work and then hits that. Totally lame. I agree. You're not allowed to hit those when your controller isn't working.
Yeah,
but
what
no.
does he have bound to left bumper? Like reverse camera? It seems like it's not an issue.
Yeah, whatever it is, he's cooking, and his team was cooking in that game too. A little bit more of the EC Blue that we've seen in some of the series that they've played this season. Yeah, honestly, I can't really call this. It feels like both teams, at least in the first 2 games, have had a chance to win. There wasn't like one team that's like, totally on top. Pause. And so I think both teams have a really good chance to win this series. Who are you kind of leaning so far, Toad, with these first 2 games?
Well, I'm looking at Big Papa Smurf here on EC Defiance. Mr. Bird Nana. I'm waiting for him to come in. It looks like this could be his time. I love the way Bird plays. He could absolutely change the trajectory of this series. And if they're putting him in, I think I might want to take Defiance for game 3.
Well, I do hope to see Bird Nana, because I did glaze him before the series, and
yeah.
There he is, right on cue. Bird Nana is in, and here we go. Game 3, a pivotal game 3 to go into match point. And again, like we said at the start of the broadcast, very important series for both teams that are on the outside looking into the playoffs. And here we go.
Bird Nana's getting involved, get stunk a little bit, but Nose is back there to clean it up.
Yeah, and coming into the series, Toadeth, Nose is, I think, the player that I didn't really highlight or really think about, but man, he's really turned at least my head this series in terms of the way that he's played. So shout out Nose. He's been tremendous so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those players where I think you could count his hours in probably triple digits, which to you, maybe non-affiliated with Rocket League players, that's not that much for this game. This is a 1,000-hour minimum kind of game if you want to get good.
Yeah, absolutely. As somebody who has 8,000 hours in this game and is still only a measly GC2, I can tell you all about that. But wait, like, how did that not go in, Toadeth? It felt like Funk there. Either did he run a boost?
I was ready to squeal at a goal.
Yeah, I'd love to see the replay back if we can get the booth to bring that back. I'm kidding, obviously, but man, great pressure so far from EC Blue, and here we go.
What a
EC
play!
It's
So
open.
unselfish.
No.
Oh my gosh, Chris Wondolowski just cannot put it in.
Toad, that wasn't 2-on-0, correct? There was nobody back, right?
No,
Or
I think that was an open net.
Oh god, that was so unselfish. I almost respect that in a way. Like that takes a certain type of person who is not selfish to not shoot on an open net. So
yeah, I mean, it was the higher quality play. I think Parks is doing really well in this series, so I would trust him to bang that one in. As Huskies puts the team on his back, and they trust him to bang this one in.
yeah, Huskies upper 90, a very, very calculated back pass 50 from Mr. Funk there. And Huskies snipes the upper 90 there. And Yeah, that was honestly one of the tougher shots we've seen so far, Toad, and that was the one that went in. And as we say that, Parks off of the kickoff equalizes straight away.
Yeah, I mean, this was almost an empty net. You just have to chip it, and it is. So he's 1 for 2 on open nets. 50%. Still failing, but that's okay.
Yeah, and that one was a lot difficult than the previous one. But here we go, 3 minutes, game 3. This is anybody's game. Both teams are really pushing it here. I do think that I would like to see a little bit more physical play. We saw it a little bit in game 2. I thought, oh, there we go, some bumps coming in. I think that'll be a key factor if I think EC Defiance want to find themselves on the winning side of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember calling out Christmas thinking he's going to Thanos this and get aggressive, but he's sitting on 22 points right now and looking a bit more passive than prior. And of course, last game was the one that they decided to win. So I'm thinking, let's get Christmas involved. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
My God.
I was gonna say as well, Toda. Anytime Christmas gets the ball in the air, like good things happen, and as you see here, he's at least, in my opinion, Toda. I don't know if you have a different opinion on this, but I think in this lobby, he's probably the best aerial player. And so if you're EC Blue, if you can get him in the air, good things happen when Christmas is flying around.
Yeah. A lot of people think Bird, just because of his avian origined name, would be the best aerial player, but it's Christmas who's put in the hours, got the stick time. His bumper's busted, but I don't think that's honestly affected that much. I'm thinking it's Cope. Sorry, Christmas.
Yeah. We kind of, we're Rocket League players, so we cope for every once in a while. As we do see some physical play out of Defiance, and did that come out on my screen? Is that a Rocket League moment there?
I thought Huskies had it. I really did.
I know on the replay we're probably not going to see it there, but ooh, very close in the save there. But Bird Nana, the man himself, the person who I glazed at the start of the series, on the board as a super sub here in Game 3 to tie the game up for his team.
I'm hearing whispers of a Nashville team in chat. I'd love to see many more teams get involved as one of the 3 EC teams puts, I guess, them up. Christmas taking Blue to the top. I love to see it.
Yeah, Christmas has really turned it on pause in this game. He's been tremendous for his team in the offensive third. I think the past 2 goals for his team. He's doing what Christmas needs to do for this team. When he's doing things in the offensive end, that's going to be really good for EC Blue. And so far, he's doing a lot better than he did, at least in the first few minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you can say he's brave. When he goes up for a play, he's going in 100%. If he misses, it's a bit scary for the rest of his teammates. But when he's locked in, he's a bit of a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, as we see here, Christmas, a good 50 middle, no one there from his team. Bird Nana in the air now, doing bird things. Oof. We're seeing kind of both teams sit back a little bit defensively here, trying to, not make a mistake. You don't always want to be, or you don't want to be rather the person who makes the mistake for your team to kind of go down in a series. So this is a very tense moment for both teams.
Yeah, if for no other reason, I 100% will call them out on it because we're all friends, right, guys? Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. As we do see a good center ball from Funk, and just a tough angle to there for Husky. 30 seconds. I honestly can't call this game. It feels like there has to be one more good chance in this game, and ooh, that might have been it.
Unfortunately, we're gonna see Palace in the chat. That's not what you want to see, but the game goes on.
Speaking of Palace, this result here for many teams kind of in that bubble is super important as we do kind of wind down here. Parks with a shot.
Oh, good save from Huskies to preserve the lead.
Wait, it's up.
Oh my gosh, he's got to get there on 0 boost. It's not possible. EC Blue is going to take game 3, putting them up 2-1 in the series, edging us closer to our initial predictions of a 3-1 win from Blue. But it's a lot more difficult than I was thinking.
Yeah, that was, I don't think EC Defiance played bad in that game. I know they ended up losing, but I think that was a game that really could have gone either way. not just like the cliche, commentator thing, but I really do believe that. I think that was a really good game from both teams. Christmas, the highlight player for me in that series. And that game had a really good offensive presence towards the middle to later part of that game that really put EC Blue over the top.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing possibly Green Mario makes his way back into here for what could be the final game of the night. Hopefully not, though. I mean, I'd love to see a game 5. But I'm thinking we're going to have Parks, Bird, probably for Defiance, and maybe Mario, and we're going to stick with the same 3 on EC Blue if I had my predictions going.
Webgirl Kelsey is ready for a game 5. Do you think we'll get to game 5 here, Toad Death, or you think this is done and dusted here in game 4?
Man, I mean, I think this is the last one. Just seeing Christmas and Huskies get on the same page, make some plays. I know Huskies was highlighted as the player, but or Christmas was. Huskies scored more points than him last game. He got the saves, getting it done on defense, had some assists. So if those two are kind of locked in, I don't know if there's too much hope for Defiance. So maybe we got to throw them off their game and take it to game 5.
Yeah, we need to do every commentator curse known to man. And,
Oh my god!
well, this is a good start. Whoa, the save! Oh my, Huskies, utilizing the new mechanic of knowing where you're going to spawn, because that was an open net. And you have to think of your Parks there, Toad, that like you thought that was an automatic goal.
100%. A bit of a fortuitous update. Maybe a month ago, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and even at the highest level, we've seen how that's really impacted the game, and we're seeing it here in HTL. As we see a shot come in, and Green Mario absolutely stomping the ball away from his net there.
Good follow-up to prevent the shot. That's so close that honestly, wherever you put it on frame, it's just a tough save.
Yeah, Green Mario's had some really good touches here in the defensive third for his team so far.
Bird.
Oh
my gosh, he tried the Doomsday, I think.
Oh my god, the Dignitas decal there just elevated his game to like an RLCS level there. That was an awesome play for him. And good save on the back end there from AC Blue.
Bird, what are you? Who are you? He's wave dashing, getting demos, clipping it in.
Yeah,
good play here, solid follow. Okay, somebody took his controller, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Where's Bird? Where have you done with him?
Yeah, there is some account switching going on here. We do need to investigate this, get the admins on this. But again, I think this is a good sign.
He's a menace.
Oh my god, he's just going. This is a great sign, Toad Death, if you are EC Defiance. They've really come out in this must-win game and are really putting the pedal to the metal here.
He hits a solid clear to the wall. I mean, they've got to deal with Bird right now. He's demoing. He's playing really nice for his teammates as he turns early, beats Huskies up the wall. Good grief.
Yeah, Bird centers the ball in a good 50. His teammates aren't quite there. But yeah, Birdman is absolutely cooking right now. And as we do see a attempted shot by Funk there, a little unlucky, kind of feathered the boost a little bit incorrectly there. But yeah, I really can't call this. It feels like it can go either way here. Maybe a little bit of edge to EC Defiance. But yeah, really close game 4 so far.
Yeah, it's good to see. It looks like Nose is here in the comments saying hi, cheering his team on. Good to see you. Man. How about, hey, Nose, if this goes to game 5, are we going to see you? Or are you going to ride the bench and hang out with us?
I don't know about you, Toad Death. I thought Nose is one of the better players so far in this series. I hate seeing him on the bench. Obviously they're trying to, different lineups to see what works, but I thought Nose was absolutely cooking this series, as we do see a great save out of Huskies there. But yeah, Nose, you've been tremendous so far, so I'm not sure what's going on internally there, but yeah.
There's his sub. Green Mario throwing it up for the champion, Bird Nana. It was never going to be anybody else. Bird Nana opening us up 1-0 to the good guys.
That's a banger of a shot. Like, that's not that easy. It might look easy, but that was actually a really good shot over 2 defenders. And we might get a game 5 here, Toad Death. This is going to be an exciting end to this game with EC Blue throwing everything at it. As we do see literally everything at it.
Christmas, emergency defending.
Oh man, that almost trickled in as well. Bird with full boost, shot on net. Funk takes it away, but Man, EC Defiance, they're looking for the second one.
And so far, not to jinx it. Oh my gosh, I almost jinxed it. I did.
Oh,
I did.
yeah,
It was just
there
my
you go.
thought process jinxed it. I was gonna say they've done so well limiting Huskies and Christmas this game so far.
Yeah, a tremendous first save, and it just feels like the follow-up just wasn't there. And Christmas, again, the offensive player who's really been carrying EC Blue, there at the right time, and 90 seconds left. Yeah, this is going to be a tremendous end of the game.
Oh, Bird gets a maybe fortuitous bump.
Man, Bird Nana is bumping everybody. Oh, that's gonna be a tough play for him on defense, but man, he's there. Bird Nana's cooking.
I liked that from Christmas. He's going on a 0 boost dribble down the other side. Balls of steel.
Balls of steel indeed. Man, Bird Nana, every time he gets in the offensive third, he's just going 100 miles an hour, bumping everybody. I really like that.
Oh,
we're gonna need
Green Mario.
Ooh.
That's tough.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Christmas knows the old strat of just chip it on frame, and what you got?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just unlucky. Green Mario on full boost there. Tough shot. Man, that's got to be a backbreaker for EC Defiance. I thought they played really well so far in this game, but EC Blue coming up with the marbles when they need it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, the onslaught coming from the Defiance resulted in 1 goal. And 1 goal's not usually enough to win you a game.
Oh, what a save. That keeps them in the game and in the series. EC Defiance needs to get this ball down the other end,
Good
and this
block.
might be it.
You've got 25 seconds to make some magic happen. Bird's back. Does he get the touch? He does, through the smoke.
Oh, and it's off. And it's
Mario has to go early. He doesn't. Thinks he has more time than he does. Christmas recognizes he's coming off the blind shoulder and he just chips it in.
Man, it feels like their toe death. If Green Mario hits that ball, it's like an open net. Everybody was committed for EC Blue there. And if you're EC Defiance, you need to kick off goal right now.
Bird Nana. I mean, this is what you need, right? He's wave dashing, chips it over 1. Parks his back, but he's got a run up.
This has to be a goal. Oh, and it's off the crossbar. And
that's
that's gonna do it. Yeah, that's gonna do it for EC Defiance. Great series win from EC Blue. They clutched up when they needed to. And yeah, they walk away. I would say deserved winners on the balance of play, but great series from both teams. Yeah, Toad, what kind of are your initial thoughts on what we just witnessed?
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I think they are the deserved winners. It was a bit challenging, maybe harder than they were expecting, but you can see Christmas with the hat trick carrying EC Blue to the win there. So once they were locked in, it seems like that they kind of had it figured out. They took a little bit to get going, but once they did, it was starting to look more comfortable. I don't want to make it sound like it was too easy for them once they actually maybe warmed up fully, but once they got through that initial hurdle and getting Huskies and Christmas to communicate and rotate better, they looked like the better side and probably deserved that win.
Yeah, obviously EC Defiance won that first game and kind of raised a lot of people's eyebrows watching. But yeah, I think EC Blue, like you said, once they kind of got the rhythm going, the rotations in order, Christmas got going on the offensive third, Huskies and defense was tremendous. They kind of started to take over in the series, and yeah, that resulted in the 3 games in a row. So yeah, tremendous series. And yeah, I want to highlight some people in chat. Really appreciate everybody coming out. There's been a lot of people. As we do wait for our interviews here, or are the interviews ready? Or can we highlight some people in chat? No, I guess I'm not ready yet. But yeah, Rip Shark, obviously we mentioned Nose as well, Shorts. We got Trig as well. Saw David, unfortunately, in chat as well. So again, great. Really appreciate all y'all coming out to tonight's game. And yeah, let's see if we can get some interviews going.
Yeah, I mean, one person I'd love to interview is Bird. I know he came off the bench and he kind of lit up the scene. But in a confusing state of just Rocket League, he sits for a couple games and EC Defiance wins game 1. And then after he comes in, they don't get a win, even though he kind of looks like their best player on the field. So I definitely am gonna be curious to hear what's going on there. If it's just chemistry issues, or if you have too many attacking or defending players on the field at the same time. But it's a bit of a head scratcher until they start talking, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And Christmas in chat as well says new controller comes in tomorrow. Christmas, you had a tremendous double tap, probably the goal of the series. Just I would say it sneaks a little bit ahead of that double tap from Parks. But yeah, tremendous series from Christmas. Again, the offensive catalyst for his team, and this 4-game series win. And I think Funk is ready. Funk's gonna be joining us here from the booth. And here we go, Funk. How we doing, man? Great series.
Yeah, good. Yeah. No, it was fun. Yeah. Hopefully, it was entertaining for everybody to watch.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
mean, I was entertained plenty. I mean, here's a little known fact. Not too many people know this about us, but Funk and I have actually taken home the first ever Week 1 belt championship from our little Tourney Tuesdays going on.
Yeah, we're the inaugural champions. Like hardly anybody is.
Nobody,
aware of that,
yeah.
guys.
So it's just wanted
yeah.
to break out every so often. You know, it's one of those like crazy fun facts nobody really knows about us.
Yeah.
But it's good to see you here digitally after our game in person. So it was nice to meet up.
I know. It's we hang out all the time, physically. So yeah, it's great.
Well, that's awesome. Well, listen, that tourney win obviously translated into tonight's series with the play, especially after that game one. Kind of talk to us a little bit about losing that game one and then kind of turning it around for games 2 through 4.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think it felt to me like every game was pretty close. So I think we were just trying to keep with our normal game plan of just trying to rotate cleanly, like not overcommit and leave openings. Like they definitely started going pretty heavy on the physical play. There was a lot of demos from their end. I think they were trying to steal a lot of boost. But once we kind of got in a rhythm, I felt like we were doing pretty well. But yeah, no, I mean, the big thing I think Christmas might have told some other people too is got some controller issues right now and should be sorted out with a new controller soon. So we're fighting through that a little bit, but even series, fun game. Props to ECD, they came out swinging.
Yeah, and he's been really quiet about that controller. He's really kept that close to his chest. So kind of shocking news to come out. Breaking news, honestly. So
Yeah.
Hurricane, get the heck out of here. Christmas's left bumper is a little bit loose.
It is shot. Yeah.
So
we're running on old technology here. I think is what's going on. So
He brought up the joysticks from like the N64. Just he's killing it.
Yeah, we're on Ataris over here, so that's how it
So
goes.
speaking of Christmas and the holiday season, dude, he had a tremendous double tap. I believe in Game 3. I think it was the Game 3 winner. Speak a little bit about having Christmas on your team, being able to like pull off incredible double taps while his controller is like not responding.
Yeah, I think that was great. I wasn't sure. I think kind of on comms, I went a little bit quiet because I didn't want to interrupt, so he could focus. But yeah, I think we get a lot of that from Christmas when he's able to do the mechie stuff. He can hit some pretty good aerial plays. So hopefully when he gets his new controller, be back to normal. We can throw in a little bit more on the offensive end. But have to deal with things sometimes. So glad we're able to fight through it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think my last question coming in is to you, it was the difference between losing game 1 and then kind of sweeping the following 3 games to take it in game 4. What's kind of the major difference? Was it a mindset change, mechanical warm-ups, or what's going on?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit just like getting used to the opponent. Like we play amongst ourselves a lot with the EC teams, but when it comes to like a 3v3 match, you still kind of get the feel for an opponent after, you know, a game or two. And we, you know, early in the season, we did have one reverse sweep, so, you know, we're not, you know, we don't look at losing one game or even two as, you know, it's the be all end all and everything's over. So, you know, I think we're pretty calm through that. There's not like a lot of panic, just like looking and recognizing, you know, small improvements, but there's no major changes usually coming from our end as far as, you know, big gameplay things. So, you know, consistency I think is kind of where we're trying to come from in general.
Well, badass, man. Yeah, again, congratulations on the series win. I do think we have a live updated standings, and I think, Funk, this is going to be a really good 4 points for you guys and kind of battling back and trying to find your way into that, you know, some of those last playoff spots. So, so before we go to that, Funk, is there anything you want to say to all the people watching in chat? The floor is yours.
I just want to say, you know, good job to ECD. They're a bunch of cool guys. So it was a fun series, and also congratulations to Doug for winning his do an upset win in his Olympia Chestnuts playoff match tonight. Took it 2 games, and yeah, great job, Doug.
Hell yeah, W Doug. Well, awesome, Funk. Thank you so much for joining us, and again, congratulations on a much needed win for you guys.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Thank you.
And speaking of the before mentioned updated standings, if we could show that to our lovely folks in Twitch chat, that would be fantastic.
Aha! As we suspected, somebody has climbed out of the bottom 2.
Oh,
and it
is that Steel Army? Is that Steel Army in 10th place, though, Dev? There's no way.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to see from where I am, you know? Yeah. Way up in 5th. Oof. Way up there.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, wow. Steel Army in 10th. Pretty.
That's odd. Devin, what's going on?
That's crazy. Is Devin in chat? Can someone check on Devin, please? But yeah, all jokes aside, EC Blue, they're on 9 points. They're only 3 points back from a playoff spot. So again, this is a massive win for them in terms of their hopes of getting back into the playoffs. Yeah, what kind of stands out to you as you look at the updated standings?
Yeah, I mean, I always like to look at matches played. So they've played 5 of their matches, which means they've already had their bye. So they don't have to worry about that going forward. They've got 9 points right now.
They have the same amount of points, Toad Death, as the defending champions do. That's pretty crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, they do. Which is... What? It's mind-boggling, to be honest. Maybe it speaks to how far KC Cauldron has slid this season, and we're expecting them to climb back up, obviously. But EC Blue, I mean, recently climbing up the standings. Yeah, I'm gonna predict, and nobody's asked for my prediction, so I'm gonna predict they're gonna finish in 7th, just shy of playoffs, unfortunately. And there you go. There's my prediction that nobody asked for.
Yeah, and that would be tremendous, because if that were to happen, that would be they would be taking out some teams that I mean, you know, Steel Army. We mentioned Debit again. I don't know how they're in 10th place, but that is a team that you would expect to be a little bit higher up in the standings. But just given current form, obviously Steel Army did win the last game, but they were playing that Los Verdes team. But and so yeah, I don't know. I think that would be crazy if they do finish 7th. But yeah, given where they're at right now, you really never know. SGL this season, Toe Death, is wild. Like, we have a team who is 1-4, who is currently in 7th place. So there you go. It feels like like anybody can find themselves into the playoffs. Yeah, crazy SGL season so far, and I really enjoyed tonight, Toe Death. I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. I was going to play off that 1-4, but still in 7th. It had to be Los Verdes. They are such an odd team that are so enjoyable to watch. Every match of theirs, I just have to tune in. The quick chat goes crazy. The typed chat goes crazy. It is too fun. I know a Nose is in chat right now, wondering when the regular season ends and the postseason begins. We're going to play 11 regular season weeks, and right now we're in the middle of week 6. And after that, the postseason begins, for which I have zero information. It could be a round where I have no information. It's out there, though.
Yeah, the postseason will be just a full double elim bracket, just 1 play 6, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, just full double elim. I think the playoffs are gonna be really fun because I think this season, Toe Death, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like those top 5 teams there, with all one loss, like either like any of those teams can beat anybody else on their day. And so it feels like we have a little bit of parity at the top that we really haven't seen in the past few seasons. Because in the past few seasons, it's been basically like SKC and then like ECRC, kind of just up there. You did have EM finish second, I think, last season, but they absolutely choked in the playoffs, as they normally do. So yeah, it's good to see like there's like 4 or 5 really good teams that can kind of beat anybody on their day.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great shout out because I think Cauldron went undefeated last season, and there are no undefeated teams so far. Yeah, everybody has lost at least one series so far. So, whatever shenanigans was going on with Cauldron last season is not happening this time. No super teams, except for maybe your own El Matador. I know you picked up some mid-season players that have really added some firepower in your last series that I caught some of. And man, your team looks good. I'm projecting El Matador to finish first after all 11 weeks are said and done. So it's definitely going to be a pretty interesting rest of the season down the backstretch here.
Yeah, obviously, and then for like EM's editions, like, and no offense to Colin, he would tell you the same thing. There is Caesar and I are at a way different level in terms of the game, and so having somebody who's like a C1 come into like our team is like massive for us in terms of like EM ceiling. And then speaking of editions, I think today in the Discord we did see a Los Verdes edition. I don't know his rank or how good he is, but that might be a interesting addition. If Palace can have somebody else on his team who is similar level, maybe. I don't know his rank. That really could help them out as well. So I do want to. I think Cheeky Prophet as well is also a mid-season acquisition for SKC. So the Cauldron are gonna be reinforced as well. So yeah, I honestly, Toe Death, like it's gonna be a crazy end of the season, and then yeah, the playoffs are gonna be sick. So.
Yeah, I remember Cheeky, so it's good to see him back here. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. We've got 5 weeks following this one, and there's still more action to play for. I'm not sure if we have a graphic of which teams are going to be playing next, but I know we've got the Greens. We've got Los Verdes is going to be facing off against your own ECRC, and then everybody else, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, that Black Army Steel Army series is going to be rough for Steel Army. I envision like a perfect sweep for the LA team there. Yeah, I mean, I've really no chance for some of the guys in Pittsburgh there. But no, I think your series is going to be interesting. I think if depending on how good the new edition is, I don't know his rank. I'm not at my main setup, so I'm not really plugged in at the moment. But yeah, that's going to be a good series. Please beat them 3-0 if you can. That would be great. But yeah, what do you think about your series this week?
Yeah, I mean, we're having some struggles getting it scheduled. I know the hurricane has kind of been interfering in a lot of people's days, a lot of people's lives. We're hoping everyone's going to stay safe throughout the whole storm. But I think, Rocket League sometimes takes a backseat to natural disasters, and that's okay. So we'll get the game scheduled, and then we'll have a banger.
It actually says in chat if they bench Palace, they'll run the table. Is this true? I think that might be true. Maybe not.
I'd like to see it.
Maybe. especially for y'all's game this week. Just bench Palace. I think that's
Yeah. Well, the only downside is I think you'd see him in chat more often. So, yeah.
that is true. But in all seriousness, I think Palace, if he does actually get somebody who's like a diamond or like champ player into the team, that'll be really interesting because it'll probably lock him up. Sorry. It'll free him up. It'll free him up on the field. So yeah. Well, cool. That is. Is there anything else we need to cover? Chat, Toad Death, the only Mazar. Am I missing anything?
I'm pretty sure that's gonna get everything. I was I was reading chat, and I know Maz says that they're gonna need all the luck they can get just to get 2 games against Black Army. Steel Army's gonna need. So that's crazy shade coming from the commish himself.
Yeah, debut is not playing too well for his team. I think Bear Blitz is probably the best player on his team, so he needs to step up for Steel Army if they're going to want to have a chance against. For me, up until they lost to the locals, I thought Black Army is the best team in the league. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I guess that's going to wrap us up here, Toe Death. I appreciate everybody coming in chat. Pause. Appreciate you being here, Toe Death. Madge, thank you for the stream. Again, great series tonight. EC Blue takes down EC Defiance. And yeah, I'm looking forward to some more SGL Week 6 action coming up soon.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, shout out to the chat real quick. It was a lot of fun to see you guys hammering away at the keyboard in there. It's more fun when the community gets involved. So I look forward to more games like that.
Absolutely. And yeah, we're going to call it, guys. Thank you guys for coming out, and we will see you on the next one.